Hi, I'm Cody Holt. I am the Executive Director of Learning Technologies for Royse City ISD here in Royse City, Texas. We are a district of about 10,000 students. We have 12 campuses, pre-K through 12. Supporting those campuses, we have right about 1,000 certified teachers and about 400 para staff. And we have a total of 21 IT staff members, with some of those being information technology and some being more technical.
The biggest challenges that we faced for technology in the classroom were really our old projectors. They were probably 5+ years old, all the way up to 10 years old. And we were constantly having to replace bulbs in them. And then they really just became something that was in the classroom where teachers turned it on and then pointed to it. They weren't actually interacting. It was really important that we didn't just add another piece of technology to our classroom. We really wanted to have a piece of technology that became part of the classroom.
When we first started researching what we wanted to do as far as an upgrade to our classroom AV and classroom technology, is we really first looked at, okay, what are we looking at around the corner into the future? We don't want something that's fixed to the wall that is determining the front of the room. What we want instead is for the learning to dictate the environment, not the other way around. So if a teacher needs to do small groups and needs something to present to those groups, we needed the ability to do that as well as the whole group. So with us being really heavily invested in Google, we wanted a product that works well with Google. And so when you really look at the different interactive panels that are on the market, there's not one that really does it better than BenQ. With the ability to integrate in AMS, with Google as the authentication method, and then be able to badge in with NFC, and you logged in, they're logged into their Google account. And then just the ease of use of the panels. They're very easy for an end user to get into, but then on the back side with us, with DMS, which a lot of the other manufacturers don't have their own purpose-built management system, BenQ does with DMS. DMS made it super easy to onboard all the panels, to keep them updated, to update policies. And every time I turn around, they're adding new features to it consistently and constantly. The recent addition of policies and automations and adding more and more features to that allows us to be even greater control. So it's not just the ability to turn it on and turn it off, but we can schedule updates. We can whitelist or blacklist applications. We can auto update applications. We can go within specific settings within apps and turn those settings on and off, versus having to go to every single panel and set those settings. And that's all free of charge with the panel.
So with the addition of the BenQ Boards in our classrooms, teachers are very excited about it, and there's a lot of ecosystem that comes with that. The tools that are embedded in the board have become second nature to some of our staff members, and teachers are excited that we have the newest technology in the classrooms.
Staff feedback, it's overwhelmingly positive. The interactivity of it, the brightness of it, the quality of the speakers, the ease of use, all of those are all positives. The panel itself, we get almost no negative feedback.
It's usually in education, if people don't like it, you hear a lot about it. And when things are going well, so it's the no news is good news, and I sort of hate to say that, but that's the truth. If people didn't feel like they knew how to use the technology, you would hear about that. So the training was sufficient because people have figured it out. And if there were repeated issues, people would do one of two things. They would either say a lot about it, or they would stop using them altogether. And here we are in the spring, late in the spring, and teachers are still making use of them every day. So I think the proof is kind of in what you actually see in the classrooms, that people are making use of it and they're very comfortable with it. I think most teachers would say, well, how would we have class without it?
The value that we've seen from the BenQ boards, and specifically from DMS, is honestly incalculable. Not having to send my people back out to do hours and hours and hours worth of work and having to pay them. There are no licensing costs. Once we pay for the panel, we paid for the panel. Like, that is it, that's everything. Versus having to pay a subscription fee every year for our teachers to be able to access the software. So there's a savings there. Going from projectors to interactive panels, yes, our projector's cheaper, but the maintenance to clean them up, the bulbs to replace them, and then if you want to go interactive, then you have to make sure your wall is perfectly flat, and it has to stay perfectly flat, and all these different things that go into it, that the interactive panel is just as easy as rolling it into the room, and then you know it's going to be good.